Hello everyone. Students preparing for various competitive examinations are often faced with this question in their mind whether it is okay to neglect board exams. The short answer to this question is no, it is absolutely not okay to neglect your board exams. In this video, let me elaborate this answer by trying to answer three other questions. So the first question is there any line of career where board exam results are actually seen? Question number two is it even possible to neglect board exams if you're trying to do well in the competitive exams? And third, what are the benefits, if any, from studying for your board exams? So the first question, is there any line of career where board exam results are seen? Yes, it is actually seen if you want to get into academia. For example, if you want to go into PhD, especially in India, if you want to go for higher studies in general, and if you really want to get into the academic line, for example, if you wish to become a professor, then yes, your board results are absolutely seen, especially in India. So when you go for an interview at the PhD level, at the PhD entrance level, then you are actually asked this question, and we have asked this question, like as part of a panel, I have also asked this question. Please introduce yourself starting from the boards, starting from your 10th level boards actually, not just the 12th. Similarly, when you apply for faculty positions at the various IITs, NITs, etc., then in the form, whether it is online or whatever, you have to actually fill in the marks for your board exams, and there are actually cutoffs for that. Now, the cutoffs may not be very high officially, but you understand that the very point that it is actually asked this marks means that a significant weightage is actually given to what the results were there for your board exams. No one actually asks the question, what was your all India rank in JEE? Even in the engineering departments, it is never asked, not in the science departments, but the board exam results are definitely asked in the Indian institutions. So there you have it. This is one line of career where board exam results are actually seen. It is true that if you don't want to go into academia, maybe you want to go into the corporate sector, then maybe the board exam results will not be seen so much. Next, the next question is it even possible? So it's more like an existential question. Is it even possible to neglect boards if you're preparing for competitive examinations? Well, this is my very personal opinion that if you are really serious about preparing for competitive examinations, then you have to ask yourself, what does it really mean? It means that you have covered the syllabus and then only you are trying to level up from that particular level of the board exams into the higher levels, the higher problem solving levels of the competitive examinations. So if you are not well prepared even at the board level, how can you even think of preparing at the higher level? It is like trying to dream of getting into the Indian cricket team without even being at a proper level of ability or preparation to even play for the Ranji Trophy. So it just doesn't work like that. Okay, so I'm not saying that doing well in boards means that you have to get 100 out of 100 in social sciences and things like English, and those are the things, but a decent level of marks should be easily obtainable by you if you are really serious about competitive examinations. Like getting 80 or 90 in maths and science should not be anything to worry about. If you are really in the board exams, 80 or 90 in maths and science should not be any problem for you if you've been really seriously preparing for the competitive examinations. If you just solve the problems in the board exams, then you get that much marks, plus you study a little bit extra for the theoretical type of questions, the descriptive type of questions, and you easily get the marks just like that. So I am sometimes really surprised when I get comments like this, and I have avoided answering these questions in the comment section. Many students ask me this, that my percentage is not very good in the board examinations. How will I be eligible for the competitive exams? and my percentage is a little bit short of 75%. Will I be eligible for this? Should I appear for boards again? And then will I be qualifying for the competitive examinations? I think even more than that, even before asking those questions, you should be asking yourself if your preparation in the board exam levels have been not up to the mark, that you are not even getting 75%, should you be really thinking seriously about the competitive examinations? Maybe in some absolutely rare case it happens, but in general, I'm quite sure that most of the students who end up successfully in the competitive examinations, they have a decent performance very easily obtained in the board exams. In my case also, I can share this, that I was in the state board both for my 10th standard and my 12th standard from the Assam board. And now uh, I worked a lot for my 10th board because I was not preparing for any competitive examinations. But for my 12th board, although my preparation for my competitive examination, the JE screening and mains as it was called then, was not very good in my first attempt. But in that first attempt, because I had prepared so much for my for the competitive examination for JE and various other things, my level had reached such a level that just by preparing for 1 or 1.5 months for my boards, I was able to get a state rank. I'm not kidding you. This is absolutely the fact. I had been studying a little bit here and there, but I was never serious about my board examinations up until the year when the board exams were held. So you see, it is possible. So if your preparation has been going on in an honest fashion for the competitive examinations, then automatically your board exam results should be good. But if you have not been seriously preparing, if you have not been seriously studying at all, then nothing will be okay. So it is not a question that you can neglect boards and somehow do well in competitive examinations. If you have to do well in competitive examinations, automatically your board exam should be okay. There is no question of neglecting it. I hope I have repeated myself quite enough for you to understand this point. The next point is, what are the benefits in general of studying for the board exams beyond all these material benefits? Well, see, uh, board exam is basically meant for your education, whereas the competitive examination, as the name suggests, is a competition. So there is such a thing as education for life. I'm not trying to be philosophical here, but the board exams, the 10th board, the 12th board, is basically a preparation for your entire life. The 10th board, one of my teachers used to say that if a student has studied really, really well for his 10th board, he is decently well prepared to take on life. There are many practical challenges, of course, but you need a working kind of knowledge to get on with life as an adult. So, that kind of preparation, the basic knowledge that you obtain by studying for your 10th board, there are many things to learn as you keep on growing older. I'm not saying that, okay, 10th board is finished means you are ready for life. No, no, far from that. But it does give you a basic foothold on some of the important things in various threads of, or the various roles that you have to take on in life, various understandings. At least you can understand many things by reading the newspaper, and then you can keep on building the knowledge. Similarly, in the 12th board, there are many things where the way, when you specialize in science or arts or commerce, it gives you a certain maturity in your thinking style, in your reading style, in your studying style, in your way of understanding certain critical things, which is very much a part of being an adult. And mind you, when you go into an actual undergraduate program, the kind of studying style which you had employed in your for your competitive examinations will not help you that much as the style of studying that you may have had to employ for your boards would be helping. So this general kind of studying, the conventional classical style of studying for boards, that prepares you well for the actual undergraduate level, for the actual master's level studying, which again, mind you, is not a competition. Of course there is competition, but that is also an education. An undergraduate program is an education. It is not a competitive examination. Similarly, a master's level program is an education. It is not a competitive examination. So the kind of spirit in which you have to study for your 10th board or your 12th board, the same kind of spirit you have to employ the long term, like marathon kind of style of studying, instead of a sprint kind of studying for your undergraduate and your master's level. And it is often seen that people who somehow, by some push of a coaching, that artificial, this is something which I keep on repeating in many of my videos, the artificial cosmetic momentum that is given by the coaching institutes, as a result of that push, you somehow manage to get through the competitive examinations and you end up in the various colleges. At the undergraduate level, many of these students, they fall flat, okay, because they have not learned how to learn, they have not learned how to study for a classical conventional education. So this is all that I have to say for this. So the bottom line is that no, it is absolutely not okay to neglect your boards. In fact, you cannot neglect your boards if you're really serious about competitive examinations. So with that, I hope you take these lessons to heart and prepare accordingly. And all the very best to all of you. Thank you.